records of the Druids. There's a lot to be gleaned from these Glosel stones, especially on theology, on the gods and goddesses. So if we turn to the Puy Ravel Site 2 artifact, which is some type of amulet which would have been thrown in a funeral pyre. This one was found in the ground in a burial site. It's dedicated to Widikau Dekmetebe, which in the Old Gallic it stands for Widikau. So if we turn to the Puy Ravel Site 2 artifact, we have this mention in Old Gallic, Widikau Dekmetebe, which stands for O Widikawa, the very knowing, you the 10th, a 10th of a series of goddesses, of course. So it's to the vocative case. And this dedication infers that the person in possession of this artifact had a special devotion to the 10th Widikawa, therefore a goddess of a series of 10. Since her name means she of knowledge, it can be assumed that as the 10th she embodies the perfect wisdom. Again, if we revert to the Vedic counterpart, these goddesses were known as the Das Mahavidya, or very similar, if you notice, the 10 great of knowledge, which we find in the practice of Sadhana Tantra Yoga. And these are the 10 forms of the goddess of fatality or fate. In Hinduism, these are Kali, Tara, Sundari, Bhuvaneshwari, Bhairavi, Chinamastra, Dhumavati, Bagalamukhi, Matangi, and Kamala. And this is from the Srimad Devi Bhagavatam or Devi Purana. Who were these Gallic equivalents to the Puranic goddesses? We can only guess for sure. We don't know. But let's say, if for an educated guess, one of the names of the Irish fate goddess, of course, was Dectir, which in Old Gaulish it would have been the right-handed Dextutera, a daughter of the military druid of meteorology forecasting, who was Catbad of the Fianna, and of the goddess Maga, daughter of Angus, the sun god, the god of medicine, and she was therefore a goddess of healing and of midwifery. And since the Druids were often compared to the Pythagoreans or the Pythagoreans, since the Druids were often likened to Pythagoras, so it is likely that this numerology also applied to Gallic culture. According to Aelius, the classical author, Pythagoras maintained that the Greeks and the barbarians used hand count and hence referred to decimals, the power of number 10 in the Holy Tetrad, and for this reason when one starts with the monad, adding up, one arrives at the count of 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10. And 10 is the result of the doubling of 5, therefore the right and the left hand. The potential of 4 lies in the digits of the hand, of course, opposing the thumb, which often the thumb in Gallic connotes ordos, the order, and thumbs up, thumbs down with the Romans. So bless us, divine number, thou who generated gods and men, O holy Tetractys, thou that containest the root and source of the eternal flowing creation, for the divine number begins with the profound, pure unity until it comes to the holy four. Then it begets the mother of all, the all-encompassing, all-bounding, the firstborn, never serving, never tiring, holy 10, the key holder of all. And this is from the life of Pythagoras. Another interesting brick that sets the writing on the wall is the Glosel stone bearing the 3 fatality marks, which are often found accompanied with the heads of the deceased. Of course, these are also known as head marks with the Shaivists of India, the 3 marks on the forehead. And which, following the Ogam, are called the Inku. And so the Inku comes from Ankau, fatality, unavoidable necessity. And then there is the writing below it, which spells out Kaed India. And Kaed in India would mean Kaedo Indio, to leave the edge of the world, therefore, as the soul departs. Now let's turn to those elements of worship, especially as it goes for the pillars of faith. One of these, of course, as with most of the Indo-European peoples, which has to do with sacred law. And of course, this was in Gallic, it was termed Dema. And we find this also on the Glosel stones. And so one example here is a stone of the a pendant, a bone pendant from Glosel. And the bone pendant here was, it bore the meaning of Albier Picos, who is identifiable to Albiorix, an alias of the high god of the sky. This god had many epithets and titles. One of them was Aduernos, the primordial good, Nodens, the plutocrat, Rigisamos, the great king, Samonios, the sower, the gatherer, Trianipos, the triple-faced, Toeranos, the lucky, and Wisukios, the insightful. And so here's what the bone pendant reads. Olbiepik Lauki Dema Biwabeo Kano, which is to the vocative. So it means Olbiepikos, the cosmic rider of the price, the Dema, the statutory law, to strike hard, accomplished. So I hope you enjoyed. All for now. Goodbye.